No, James. Listen. No. I want that pump. I want it. Sorry. Do you have a moment? I'll be with you in a second. Thank you. No, Jamie. No. Listen, I want that party. No, well, they paid for it, didn't they? Yes. Well, why don't you drop by to my office in, maybe half an hour? Mm-hmm. Good. Thank you. Thank you. Hello? Do forgive me for the little inconvenience. Welcome to this hotel. I myself am the maître d'hôtel, or the concierge, if you will. How can I be of your service today? Have you made a reservation or anything? Can I take your coat, for instance? Thank you. There we are. So, and I reckon you want your, yes, thank you. I reckon you want your luggage to be taken too. Mm-hmm. Well, have you already booked a reservation, or are you willing to make a reservation at this beautiful hotel? Well, wonderful. I'm glad. Well, you still have time for dinner, and time to just settle down in your room or suite, depending on the thing you're going for. Well, this is Monte Carlo, darling. Of course. Do sit down. Yes, come on. Right. So, now, allow me to reorganize a little bit. So, I take it that you wish to stay here at the hotel. Lovely. Well, how nicely done. So, have you ever been to Monte Carlo before? Well, before we begin, I would like to let you know there are a lot of Brits here. Where are you from, if I may ask? Ah, of course. Well, there are a lot of people from a lot of countries here. Most of us all speak English. Well, you should occasionally encounter Frenchmen, but, they rather speak their native language. Are you able to save yourself in French? Good. That is good. Well, so, allow me to make some notes before I tell you what sort of rooms we have available. I will be asking you for your name. Do you have a telephone address? Well, that sort of thing, I will be almost as if I were inquiring you. So, let me begin with that, and afterwards I will be looking for a suitable room for you, or perhaps a suite. I think that we have some very nice ones for you. Right. Would you be able to tell me your name? Mm-hmm. Very good, very good. Well, and your current address, should anything be wrong, or should you be unable to pay in time, we need an address to send the bill to, Mm-hmm. And zip code. Mm-hmm. Very good. Very good. Well, are there any, persons or addresses of people that we could contact should anything be wrong? Hmm? Mm-hmm. And that is in the city? Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, I think that you would pay in cash. Mm-hmm. Well, the thing is, you could either pay in francs, or you could pay in pounds. It doesn't really matter. It's all about what you prefer. Very nice. Allow me to add that real quick. Should anything happen, one never knows. You would also be able to write out a check. It's up to you to decide. Well, let's look at some rooms, shall we? Now, I don't sadly have any maps of the hotel itself right here, but however, if you walk just around the corner there to the main reception, you would be able to pick some up there. Yes, of course. So, there are a great number of different locations in and around the hotel that I would recommend. For instance, what kind of suite would you be interested in purchasing or renting from us? We have a great different number of suites. We've got first class suites, we've got parlor suites, we've got, of course, second class suites. But I think, judging the look of you, that you would be someone who would, well enjoy the first class suite. Is that correct? Good. Let me make a little lovely. So, I am thinking, I'm thinking about the Star Suite, for instance. Yes, that's a very, very nice one. And do you want to know why it is called the Star Suite? Well, that is because it is modelled after the first-class rooms on the great ocean liners of our age. You know, think of the Majestic and the Homeric and the Olympic, and sadly, the Titanic. But, well, that was a long time ago, and after all, take a look at this. Just take a look there. First class sitting room of one of the suites. Now I'm sure that would interest you. It is rather nice, isn't it? Now, the description says, perhaps the most striking features of the ship, which this room is modelled after, were the suite rooms, one of which there is an unusually large number, decorated in different styles and periods. Well, I also have for you the first-class bedroom of the parlour suite, looking through. Have a look. Isn't that a lovely suite? Can't you already imagine how lovely that would be to sleep there? I mean, I would. Yes, it's nice, isn't it? So, well, that... Look there. That is Jamie. He's one of the new butlers. Isn't that ridiculous? You know, even though I am the concierge of this hotel, I must admit that never in my long life, you know, I've worked at the Ritz, for instance, the Ritz in London. It's where I learned all the tricks and everything. And they have got fellas like Jamie, you know, christened James, but I prefer to call Miss Jamie. There's nothing state-like as the name of James, and he certainly isn't state-like. Unworthy, that's what I mean. You know, in this hotel, I would, however, like to tell you that there might be gossip. There might be a great deal of gossip. However, I think that you would be able to get yourself out of that. Or, of course, I would think to hardly get yourself in of that. Do you smoke? Good. Well, so, as I was saying, a lot of people think that they can do whatever it is that they're doing. And I wonder if they know that this was once one of the best hotels in France. And they should be happy to have people like, well, people like like me and my colleagues. Between you and me, especially me. You know. I saw this hotel flourish. And we are currently in its downfall. You know, after the war, things have been a bit different in France. But well, the world is slowly getting back to normal, and we are happy to welcome new couples on their honeymoon, strange travellers like yourself, wandering the world alone. Of course. Of course. But at least the weather is nice, isn't it? I think so. It is wonderful. Well, where was I in my story? Do forgive me. And if I see Jamie do that one more time, well, let's just say that there is chance that you won't see him anymore here once you return home. Oh, that reminds me. How could I forget? When are you returning home? I reckon that you wish to check in today. And you wish to check out on? Why, thank you. Well, choosing the parlour suite, then I think would be the best option. And the most expensive. Well, did you know that we once housed Laurence Olivier in this very hotel? Have you seen any of his pictures? Oh, he's a marvellous actor, I'm sure. Yes, he came walking right through that door over there without a reservation. And I sat down, just as we are sitting down now. And I made his reservation. He stayed in another room, not the parlour room, the Olivier room. It's named after him, you know. And allow me to check the register. The Olivier room is still available. Might I suggest the Olivier room as well? But where was I? Oh yes. So, Mr. Olivier, of course. I am one of the only persons that is able to call him Larry. That is by now. But back then it was Mr. Olivier. You know, we sat down like this. I only sit down privately with individuals when I think that they're worthy of it. And judging the look of you, I think you are. Well, so, Mr. Olivier and I sat down, and I advised him to take the Olivier room. Well, he had a wonderful visit, you know. He would go out into the tennis court. Oh, did I tell you we have a tennis court as well? Yes. All sports. This hotel features a lovely little sport field on the other side of the parking lot. Mm-hmm. Did you arrive here by car? Well, then you would have seen one of the butlers or the bellboys take your car and park it. Well, on the other side of that parking lot would be the tennis court as well as a cricket field. Mm-hmm. And a few runways and etc. Things that you could be spot. However, due to recent complications with financial matters, I must preserve the sport grounds for exclusive patrons only. There is a sports pass. It's a little ticket that one can buy, either with me or at the general reception for the commoners. And with that ticket, you're able to pass through the gates onto the sport park. Yes. And it's only £1. It's basically nothing, but, you know, we need to have some fares. Would you be interested in purchasing the sports pass? Très bien. So, apart from the sport fields, you could also take a ride with your car. It is lovely. I'm sure that you would love the surroundings of Monte Carlo. You know, we are, after all, the best hotel in town. And we have the best location in town. In all of France. Maybe in all of Europe. Who knows? Well now. Oh, forgive me. I'll have to take that. Maître d'hôtel speaking. Oh, hello, sir. What can I do for you? No, I'm not busy. It'll be a moment. Maybe 2 minutes. It's a dear friend of mine. He comes here a lot, you know. Do forgive me. There was a rather important person on the line. You do know that there are important persons here. You know, they come and go. Now. There we are. I had a little trouble finding your file, but here we are. Have you made a decision on a particular kind of suite? Why don't you take a look in the book? Yes, well, 6th page, I think. From there on to 13. see you have noticed the restaurants. Well, see this. This is the first class lounge. It is reserved only to exclusive patrons. I'm sure you'd love it. Yeah, have another close look. So this is the first class lounge. This is where you would find all sorts of, well, exclusive patrons, like I said, and this is also the place that has the most extraordinary dinners that you have ever seen and tasted, of course. Yes. Now, in the first class lounge, generally, lunch is served from 1 up to 3, and then on 4 there's tea time, as well as breakfast, but breakfast normally is served in the dining room. You've already seen that, didn't you? Yes. Now, apart from the dining room, there is also a reading and writing room, and that is one of the silence areas in the hotel. I think you would like one of the silence areas. And directly opposite from the reading and writing room would be the post office. Yes. Well, we've seen a lot of troubled visitors in the past, having to deal with going into town, going to the post office, buying stamps, all sort of that rubbish. So instead, we made our own mail station. You can just write your letter, put the address on, put it in one of the boxes, box for the United Kingdom, a box for Germany perhaps, a box for Africa, a box for the United States of America. We put a stamp on it and we send it away. Yes. The post is to be collected every morning. You get an own little mailbox corresponding to your room number, where you can take on the post every morning, should there be post. I reckon that you have notified your friends and family and everyone that is willing to send you letters that this is your current address for the next week. Good. D'accord. Now, what have I discussed? The reading and writing room, part room. Well, yes, the rooms. Every floor, the building has 3 floors, every floor will have 5 different valets. Yes, and they are 24/7 available to serve you, whatever needs you have. Yes, your clothes, which of course need to be washed and ironed, can be placed in one of those. Look there. One of the maids is just walking with them. One of those wash bins that is collected every morning at 8. Then it is washed and steamed and ironed and will be back at your door the same day. At least that is what we strive for. Have you any questions? Should I just put your name on one of the parlor suites then? Very well. So then, in total, let's see, that, and that. Wonderful. I've written you down. Let's see. And you also get a private room card. Because you are one of our exclusive patrons, I'll write it myself. Now, this hotel has its own switchboard, so you don't have an own telephone number with the telephone, but you will be able to call to the switchboard, and then from there the switchboard will make a connection with whoever you are trying to call. Good. So, this is your card, yes, which you can use at the reception to get your key. I've booked you into parlor suite number B3. It's one of the best. Yes, it's on the 3rd floor. You'll have a lovely little view. Yes. Well, I believe that is all. So, welcome to Monte Carlo. Yes. Would you mind if I go over to that madam? I think she has some pretty things to say. Yes, good day.